Hello everyone, welcome back, Severance here, coming back with a new part of What If Deku Was Hawkmoth. Now, let's just get right into it. Now, where we last left off after Hawkmoth gave a talking to Emily and with the help of the League of Villains attacked the USJ, he managed to leave with a new villain on his side. And perhaps a new target. And when he returned, he finally came into the conclusions of what he really want to do. After which, the next day, Midoriya was informed by his phone that UA will be closed off for 2 weeks, so all the students have some free time before the entirety of the sport festival happen, and Midoriya will certainly gonna put those 2 weeks into good use. In the morning, when Midoriya was eating breakfast and all, he started listening to his mother talking to somebody by the door about what it seemed to be her rent being late a bit, which when Midoriya heard about that, he got a bit worried and he tried to ask her, but she shrugged off the question and proceeded to tell him to keep eating a bit more. She'll gonna be late tonight, so he have to close off the home by himself because she needs to take an extra shift. When Midoriya heard that, he knew exactly what's going on in her head. After all, he can sense her emotions. She's distressed and much more sadder than usual, as if she is ever sad. And when Midoriya saw all those emotions, oddly enough, when Inko left the house, he questioned himself if he should akumatize her. In that moment, he slapped himself on the face, saying, "What are you thinking? It's your mother. What is wrong with you?" As Nora appears, saying, "Midoriya, are you?" As Midoriya said, I'm fine. I guess some intrusive thoughts got the better of me." As Nora said, "Are you fine? You're not really." As Midoriya said, "No way. No, of course not. It's my mother, Nuru. What kind of a son will I be if I used her? Just... Gah. Don't ever bring that up again, understood? And if... Nuru, can you promise me something?" As Nuru nods and Midoriya said, "If you ever see me do something horrendous or borderline villainous, for example, akumatizing my own mother, I want you to snap me out of it, okay?" As Nuru said, as Midoriya said, "Promise me that, Nuru. Can you promise me if I ever try to do something horrible, will you stop me?" As Nuru said, "Does that mean that I have to stop you now?" As Midoriya looks into Nuru before chuckling a bit, saying, "What, do you think what I'm doing is horrible?" As Nuru said, "Yes." And Midoriya said, "Well, I guess you're still not used to it, but I can't blame you. I can't force you to liking this, and I guess you still want me to use my miraculous for good or even give up my miraculous back, but you're gonna see what I'm doing is actually right, Nuru. The society is corrupt. Somebody need to fix it." As Nuru said, "But there must be a better..." As Midoriya said, "End of the conversation, Nuru. I'll say it once more. I never want to hear you talk about me or try to convince me to stop what I'm doing. But if I ever try to do something horrible to my mother or anybody, just something borderline horrendous, promise me that you're gonna knock me into my senses, okay?" As Nuru looks down before he said, "Alright, Midoriya, I promise." As Midoriya immediately grabbed Nuru by his hand and pushing him closer into his face, saying, "You're such a cute little thing, Nuru." As he just pets him on his head while Nuru feeling a bit of warmth, a bit of love, something he haven't felt for a while. After Midoriya gave him a little chocolate, he whistled for Houndoom to teleport him straight into his hideout. As Midoriya in the hideout after Nuru finishing his food, he transformed after saying, "Darkwing's rise." And in that moment, he started thinking about what should he do tonight. He was thinking about creating a villain to test out the heroes a bit, but then he remembered about his mother, and about Ladybug that's still looking around for him like a cat searching for a mouse. As just wonder what should he do? What can be useful? He can't fight Ladybug. She's always so smart and borderline stupidly lucky sometimes. And he doesn't want to drag attention to him being a villain and all. He doesn't know what to do. As then Nero appears saying, Misuku, are we... As Midoriya said, I'm just thinking right now, Nero. I need an idea. I just don't know what to do. Ladybug is so smart. And she's so lucky. Sometimes, like, stupidly lucky. As Nero said, well, she is the wielder of the Ladybug Miraculous. Luck is like her whole thing. As Midoriya said, yeah, luck. Luck. That's it. I need a stroke of luck myself. As Nero wondering what he's thinking about, as Midoriya said, that's an amazing idea, Nero. Why should I just count on my ideas? Why do I need to think of a plan when I can just have some good luck on my side? And beside, perhaps that will can help me to combat her own luck. So that's it. I need a villain who can manipulate luck and probability. As Nero said, alright. As Midoriya said, alright, let's start this. As Nero being sucked back inside the brooch, and Midoriya closes his eyes, he starts listening to the voices. The voices of very misfortunate people. To try and find the best one of them to akumatize. And he fell on top of a lady who was just coming back from her job that she has been kicked out from. And when she arrived into her apartment, the owner of the building kicked her out for being late on her own rent. And when she tried to go into her boyfriend's house, she, well, see that he dumped her for another girl. And right now she's just in the park sitting, crying, doesn't know what to do. And Midoriya is looking into all of this. He said, lost your job, lost your home, and lost the person you love. What a strange and quick stroke of misfortune, all in such a short time. But I'm willing to bet on you. As Midoriya puts a butterfly inside his palm before he turns it into an Akuma as he pushes it away out of the window, saying, fly away, my little Akuma. Give that lady a stroke of good luck. I think it's about time that something good in her life happens. As when the butterfly finally arrives into the lady, akumatizing her watch, Midoriya starts speaking inside her head saying, Domino, I am Moth. Your whole life was filled with misfortune and bad events, one after the other. But I'm willing to bet on you, and I know that you can hit it big. And I will give you the power to manipulate the probability of everything around of you. However, my power comes with the price of your undying loyalty. Do we have a deal? As Domino said, Moth, this is your lucky day. As she transforms, and in that minute, she becomes a much more taller woman with a much more paler skin. As Midoriya said, alright, now what to do with this power? As immediately, Mrs. Domino walked into the nearest shop. As when she enters, the person seeing her wonders what she's doing. As, well, she pulled one of those lottery tickets. And when she bought one, she comes out and, hey, it's a winning ticket. She got the winning lottery. As Midoriya said, she just won the lottery. That's interesting. As immediately, Midoriya starts seeing her going around the town in the night. She started doing some not so criminal-like behavior, but more like winning lottery after another. As Midoriya looking into this saying, perhaps I should give some money to my mother. As he's like, Domino, I want to meet you in person. As Domino said, is that so? Where should we meet then? As he said, meet me, as he gave her the coordinates. And then she said, oh, you want to go out together? Is this some sort of a date? as Hawkmoth said, well, if you want to think about it that way, then so be it. As Midoriya cuts the connection, as using Houndoom he teleports into the area that he was going to. As when he arrived, he see, of course, a Lemo immediately stopping by his side as he see inside the person in the driving seat being none other than Domino herself, as he wondered where she got this car, and she said that she found the car by the side of the road and the keys were inside and it was open. Quite a luck. As when Midoriya goes inside, she said, so where we are going, handsome? As he said on his mind, man, perhaps I should not accommodate those kind of ladies, but I should what am I expecting? Just forget it for now, Midoriya. As he said, how about we go into the nearest casino? Let's put your luck into good use. As she said, that's exactly what I was thinking. As she immediately started driving, quickly arriving into the nearest casino. After all, surprisingly, all the lights of the streets were green for them at that time. What a luck, am I right? As when they arrive, they enter the place very easily and very swiftly. After she used some of the money that she has on her to get them some chips, Midoriya walks in with her. She's walking right beside him while wrapping her arms around his. And they walk into the nearest slot machine. When Midoriya arrived into one, he said, alright, let's see if this luck actually works. As immediately, he grabs one of the chips and inserts it in the machine after Domino stopped him for a minute and gave the chip a quick little kiss for good luck. As when he inserted it, he won the jackpot. As immediately, she opens her bag and starts putting all the money she wants from the machine and all of the chips inside the bag. As Midoriya goes into another slot machine, again she kisses the chip and voila, another jackpot, quickly and swiftly. As in that moment, Midoriya said, this is really working wonders. As then, of course, Domino said, how about we try something much more risky? As Midoriya said, what do you have in mind? As she immediately led him to one of the tables. As Midoriya said, you wanna play? As she said, technically you're going to play. I'm only here as your good luck charm. As Midoriya said in his mind, but I don't know a lot about gambling or about this whole game. As he's talking inside his head with her, she continues saying, just count on my luck and do as I say. As Midoriya said, alright. Although Midoriya is not used to having orders been given to him, it's still a little nice change of pace. And she seemed to be enjoying this little supposed date, as she calls it. As Midoriya sits down and everybody looking at this weird black-haired kid with a tuxedo suit and with the tall woman by his side, which really looks weird. As one of the guys wonder what the hell is a child doing here. Midoriya said he's here to bet, and they laugh a bit, but then Midoriya puts the chips that he have on the table. And it's quite a lot, so hey, why not? Quick win, am I right? As they start betting, Midoriya bets on black just like hell. Well, of course, Domino said, as he wins the first round, and while they continue playing for a while, although Midoriya, with the help of Domino, is winning, he sometimes intentionally tries to lose to make sure that he doesn't, well, win it all. Although even when he tried to intentionally lose, he still wins because he's just that lucky, thanks to Domino keeping her touch on him. As after a while, one of the people getting so furious of this, he said, alright kid, you seem quite lucky. As Midoriya said, what can I say? Today is just my lucky day. As the guy said, well, how about this? As the guy pushes all of his chips in, saying, I'm going all in. And to make this deal a bit more sweeter, he puts his keys on the table, saying, I'll bet on my car too. As Midoriya said, ooh, that's a lot. Well, I guess I can bet on my car too. As Midoriya puts the keys on the table too. The guy and Midoriya bet on their colors. Midoriya bets on red 21, and the guy bets on black 17. As when they spin the wheel, it lands on not only Midoriya's color but also his number, as Midoriya wins. As all the men start getting angry on this, but Midoriya immediately pulls all the chips together and put them in the bag and decide to leave, as after turning all these chips into money, though the casino tried to convince him to buy some things, Midoriya immediately left, and thanks to Domino just pulling him out of there, they both arrived into their car as Domino started driving away. On the other side, Midoriya returns to his hideout, and after a couple of minutes, he gets, talked by Domino, as she said, "What do you want me to do?" As Midoriya said, "For now, just lay low. Don't do any crimes. Go find yourself a place to stay. After all, you don't have a home now, do you?" As she said, "I was about to do that." As also she said, "And what about the money? Don't you want a cut of it? After all, it's yours." As Midoriya said, "Me and Kraken took enough. I don't want too much of it. I took one of the lottery tickets though. This should hold me off for a while." As she said, "Alright, I'll be waiting for your orders, handsome." As Midoriya said, "Sure thing." As he cuts the connection, and immediately Nero appears again saying, "Is that what you wanted to do? Win money? Why is that?" As Midoriya said, "Well, first, I guess I just want to help my mother. And second, I gotta, I don't want to end up just attacking a bank, because that will be so bad. I want to change the society, not destroy economy, Nero." As Nero understands what Midoriya is thinking, although gambling is not the most heroic thing to do, or the most, a good thing to do, he still prefers that better than just going straight ahead and stealing from people, or just, blowing up banks, which he's happy that Midoriya is trying to do the least damage as possible. And the next day, Midoriya is right now waked up in the morning. Inko is a bit sleepy since she was late that night. He wakes up, and after she wakes up, she finds Midoriya already made breakfast. As that moment, Inko start eating, and Midoriya said, Mom?" As Inko said, what about it, honey?" As Midoriya gives her a gift. As she said, "A gift? Why is that?" As Midoriya said, "I thought you, need something to make you happy. And this should make you happy, I'm sure of it." As Inka opens it up, and she just finds a lottery ticket. As she said, "What is this, honey? Are you seriously doing this? Izuku, what were you?" As Midoriya said, "Just please look at it." As when she looks closer, she looks at the winning ticket. As she said, "Wait, what?" As Midoriya said, "Yeah, it's a winning ticket. I know this is a stupid thing to do, and I know that it might not be the most efficient, but I know how much you are working recently and that you've been tired and all, so I didn't know how I could get you something or some money quickly, so I did this. I'm not doing it ever again, but, I just got lucky with that one." As when Inka looked at it, she won the big time lottery. Not only did she win a ridiculous, even someone might call a horrendous amount of money, but also she won a giant mansion. As Inko immediately hugs Midoriya saying, "Oh, Izuku," as she just kisses him saying, "Yes, I love you." As she just starts kissing him on his face saying, "You're such a sweet little boy." As immediately she then pushes him away saying, "But still, that was stupid. I don't want you ever doing this. This is how it starts, honey. You start, taking some lottery tickets, and then before you know it, you find yourself gambling in a casino." As Midoriya chuckles saying, "Yeah, things escalates quickly, right?" As Midoriya said in his mind, "Yeah, I guess she is right about that. I did kinda go immediately into casino after I won a lottery ticket with Domino, but, well, I guess." As Inko said, "But still, I'm so happy. This can change a lot. We can finally go somewhere better than this shitty apartment. But I don't think we're gonna go into that mansion though, it's too big. As Midoriya said, yeah, but I'm sure you can, exchange the mansion for the value of it in money, right? As Inko said, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna call on them immediately. This is amazing. And I can even pay this guy now. As, well, Inko just immediately goes into calling while Midoriya is happy to see his mother happy. He just, well, just happy. Seeing her smile and feeling all of her negativity, all of her sad emotions suddenly disappear and being replaced by joy and wonder and love. Such a beautiful feeling. Even Nuru enjoys that feeling. Regardless of which, Midoriya and Inko, and the next day, they won their money and, well, Inko puts it in her bank account. After, of course, getting the money that, the value of the mansion that she won, she changes and goes into live in a much more smaller house because it's just ridiculous to live in a mansion with like 4 bedrooms, 11 toilets, and whatever. She just found a small house that suits for her and Midoriya alone. It's much more bigger and much more beautiful than her old apartment, but not something ridiculous. And, well, for now, Midoriya just kinda in his room. Inko did buy him some new computer to thank him and, just a little gift to make him happy, spoiling her son a bit. And while he's on his computer a bit, just kinda watching the news about some heroes and all what they're doing, and kinda trying to look into some of those theories about heroes being fake and stuff like that to try and figure out what he can do next. He hear the, well, bell of the door start ringing, as immediately he said, I'm going to get it, Mom. As he stand up and goes to open the door, and when he looks, he sees Mitsuki and Baku. As Mitsuki say, hey Ziku, is Inko home? As Midori said, Ante and Katsuki? As Katsuki said, hey, nice new home, Deku. As this one can leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, tell me what you think about this part, and what do you think about this gonna happen the next part, and I hope that you like this little casino episode, I guess, or whatever. I, and I don't want to hear any word about the topic. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. The people that knows. There's something was in this video, and if I hear anybody talk about it, I'm banning them. Alright? Good to see that we're all on the same page. Well, bye.